So I'd write descender equals -218, baseline equals 0, x height, well that looks, I'm going to round that to 533, so that's x height equals 533. This is the cap height. It says 741.9, so I'll probably round that to 742. So that's the cap height equals 742, and then this will be the ascender height equals 781.9. So again, I'm going to round that to 782. So I've just moved these ever so slightly. You can't actually notice a difference here. Just easier to work with whole numbers. And I've just taken a note of these numbers, written them down on a scrap of paper. I will save that. Now we can head across to FontLab and get things set up. So here's FontLab open. We can see Illustrator in the background. If I just go File, New in FontLab, and it brings up the new character table. So here's all the characters in this font, and you can see it's currently got the cap A selected. Before we start adding any artwork, we need to change a bit of information, so go File, Font Info, and we need to come to this Metrics and Dimensions section first. Just make sure that the font's UPN size is indeed set to 1000. You can add the name of your font in here. Maybe click on Build Font Names, it will work all this stuff out for you. I'll leave you to play with that and have a bit of fun there. The really important one I want you to look at is Key Dimensions. So that's just under here. If you twirl down Metrics and Dimensions, it's Key Dimensions, and here are the same things we've just been talking about. These four here, those are the ones you need to concentrate on. So I've written down these numbers. So instead of 750, I need 782. Instead of 700, I need 742. The descender, notice it's got a negative number. You need to keep the negative number. So I need -218, and the x height for my font is 533. So I put in new values there. Click Apply and then click OK. I'm going to save this before I go much further. A new font, I'll save it in there. This is just a warning. I'm only actually running this in demo mode, so this warning will keep coming up every time I save. Now I can hop back over to Illustrator and start grabbing some of the artwork. So I'll take this lowercase x. All you need to do is make sure it's still sitting on the baseline and in the correct position. Copy it, so it's Command or Control C. Head back to FontLab and look for the glyph. There we go, lowercase x. So double click until it opens, and here is the glyph for the lowercase letter x. You can see in the background is a really rough background image showing you what letter should be there. And if I just paste my artwork in there, Control or Command V, you can see that the lowercase x that I've been working on, this is an X stolen out of Myriad Pro, fits in there perfectly. You'll notice that it's sitting nicely aligned to the little registration mark there. You'll notice that the height equals here our x height. This is our x height guideline. Above we've got the cap height, this is the ascender height, and down below we've got the descender height there. This is the baseline there, so it's all sitting in the correct location. I'll just close that window. I'll go and get something else. What else have we got? Back in Illustrator now. D, copy to FontLab, find the glyph, open the glyph window, paste. Just check, yes, that does indeed match the height of the ascender. Looking good. What else? H, copy to FontLab, find the glyph. There it is. Open, paste. That's sitting, yes, at the cap height. Very good. I had one more. P. Copy the P, head over to FontLab, paste it in there, and you can see the X height is lining up, the baseline is lining up, and the descender is lining up well. So you notice everywhere that I have put artwork, it's turned to white and black versus grey on grey. So this shows me where I've actually added artwork. I'm going to save this as I go, and it's going to give me that warning. Okay. So the next thing I want to look at is how to write with this. So we can have a look in the metrics window here, and I'm just going to leave it in metrics value here. Alright, change it to the text mode so I can type. So my letters were D, X, H and P, and then I'm going to hop over to this metrics mode here. So we can see the names are occurring here in the top of the chart, the total width of each character from left side bearing to right side bearing are occurring here, the distance from the left side bearing here and the distance from the right side bearing here. So you can see that they're sitting snugly pretty much, except for D, they're all bang up against the left side bearing, which is fine, but there's heaps of room between the artwork and the right side bearing. So what I suggest you do is change that. Start by putting something equal in each of those. So I'm just typing 50, pushing tab, typing 50, pushing tab. And you can see it's just changed the spacing in here, the gap between. You can do this manually as well, so if I wanted to change the X, just click on the X, and then this will adjust the right side bearing, so you can just grab that and drag it. Always adjust from the right, never go in there and adjust from the left. I would leave that for later because you're going to get too confused. If you adjust both sides, it's going to make you very confused. But if you only adjust one side, then you've got a little bit more control. So you can see I've got 50 and then the X has got 176, so I'll just pop that back to 50 for now. I'm going to generate my font, so I'm just going to save it with those very, very basic metrics. I haven't done any kerning or anything. Go to File, Generate Font, and I'm putting it in the right folder. I'm going to save it out as a TrueType font, .ttf, but you can change it to an open type if you like. Save that, and it's going to give me a warning again. Hide FontLab, hide Illustrator. I want to install my font now, so I've just opened up FontBook on the Mac. You can work with the through the fonts folder through the control panel in Windows, or you can use a program such as Suitcase. That works very well. In FontBook, I'm just going to go Add Fonts. That's my folder, there's my new font. And you can see with the preview that it's got a little watermark on it. That's only because I'm running FontLab Studio 5 in demo mode. It does not have these marks on it in the full version. There we go, so let's open it up. We've got one style which is regular. And let's go and see if we can type with it. There was my file. I'm just going to grab a new file. Doesn't matter what size. And what were the letters? They were D, P, H and X. Make them bigger. Lots bigger. Type in there. 150 point. That's better. Where is it? My new font. There we go. Already showing up in the font table there. And you can see it's come through. Easy as that. I've made a font and I've installed it. The reason it's got these messy FontLab logos on it is because it's running in demo mode, but if you've got the full piece of software, it won't have those marks on it at all. So that's pretty much how you make a font. Thanks for watching.